people there. Our special guest is Sandy from the United States. Hello, Sandy.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Okay, Sandy, it's really great to have you here. I really appreciate, your time. Thank you very much indeed.
No problem, it's fun.
Okay, good. Now, Sandy, I have known you for more than 13 years.
Yeah.
I met you in 2010.
My Lord. Yeah, Carolina was little. That's true.
How old is Carolina now, your daughter?
Carolina's 15.
Okay, good. Nice one. And how long have you been in Brazil for?
I have been in Brazil since 2008.
2008.
So, this year, 2024, will be, oh my God, 2008, will be 16 years.
Oh my God.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I arrived here on June 12th, Valentine's Day, in 2008.
Yeah. 16 years, yeah.
It will be 16 years.
Now, Sandy, it is really interesting because a lot of people, many people, Brazilians, they try to go to the United States to live, work, and study. What happened? What brought you to Brazil? Why did you come to Brazil? Tell your story, please. We are very interested in in that. Please.
I worked in New York City for a long time. And I worked in advertising, and the hours that I pulled, it was 7 days a week, right? It was really, really exhausting. I loved the work I did because I worked in advertising. I was a creative person. But I had a baby, Juju, Juju. And I missed a lot with her because I was working so much. The job was so demanding. So when I got pregnant with Carolina, my husband always said, "Oh, someday you got to move to Brazil," right?
Why is that? Why did you say that?
He's Brazilian.
Oh, because he's Brazilian. Okay, got it. See?
And so when I got pregnant with Carolina, I said, you know what? It's time. Right? So I wanted to move here because every time I visited, I always saw kids playing in the street, and it reminded me a lot of how I grew up. Okay. Gen X in the United States, we were feral kids. I mean, we were alone all the time. Our parents didn't know where we were, and we were just out having innocent fun, and usually.
So where are you from in the United States? You're from New Jersey?
New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I came here, I saw this element to the culture that I wanted for my kids. I wanted to see my kids playing in the street. I didn't want them growing up in a culture where the kids were staying inside playing video games and things like this. So, till today, when Carolina says, "Hey mom, can we go play volleyball in the park?" I'm like, go. Because it's so nice for them to be out and doing things, walking around the city and everything like that. It's nice that they get out and they're not cooped up inside.
Sorry, just a minute, so people understand. You had Juju, in the United States. She was born there.
Yeah.
And then you moved here and you had Carolina.
Yes, I moved here when I was 6 months pregnant. I was 1 week less than, did I say 6 weeks, 6 months pregnant?
Six months.
I was 1 week less under the time. If I were 1 week more pregnant, they would not allow me to fly.
Okay.
Because I was in that stage where you could go into labor, right?
Okay.
Nobody wants to be delivering a baby on an airplane. So I actually came here 1 week before I would not have been able to fly anymore.
Okay. So
Yeah.
of Carolina, she was born here
I
then.
was pregnant with Carolina, and she was born here. So Juju was born in the same hospital as me in New Jersey. And Carolina was born here in the same hospital as her father, and she had the same pediatrician.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nice one. But then the reason you moved to Brazil was because you want to you like it, the culture.
Yeah, the people are so friendly. I love that, Brazil still had that innocence of when I was growing up, Things in the United States, they were changing, more school shootings, more things like this. And when they sell bulletproof backpacks now. Okay. So it wasn't the place anymore where I really wanted to raise my kids. I didn't want the fear of taking my child to school in the morning and then having to wonder, am I going to be able to pick them up or what? Okay. So that was a big thing for me as well. But I know with the population and everything, it's not, the chances of it happening are not, 100% or 70% or anything like that. But I just saw it growing and growing, these situations, and I just said, nah, I'm ready. I want to go. So I came here.
If you don't mind, I remember a turning point on your story when you told me before there was something you used to work in New York, right?
Right.
There was something that happened in New York that you had just like, for sure, you decide straight away that you needed that change. Please, can you talk about that, if you don't mind?
I was working in New York City the day of September 11th.
Oh God.
And that day was really tough because I was on the train going into the city, and every day I went by, you could see the Twin Towers out the window of the train. So I looked, and there was smoke coming out of one of the towers, and I went, holy crap, the World Trade Center's on fire. And then everybody on the train was just like, woof, because it looked like a fire at the moment. So we pull into the station, and everybody's phones start ringing. And the guy next to me, he's talking to his mom. He says, no, Mom, I'm fine. I'm in Grand Central Station. And she's like, oh, but because a small plane just hit the tower. We thought it was a small plane. We didn't know it was a huge plane. And then by the time I arrived at work, the second plane had hit. And I wasn't down at the Trade Center. I worked up near Times Square. And when those towers fell, you could feel it all the way up in Times Square. And I had a coworker that worked on a different floor who lost his wife that day.
Oh God, so sad, huh?
Yeah, really sad. And that's the day I really just decided priorities. My family, my daughter had to be my priority, not working 7 days a week, not working all those hours, crazy, things like that. So I left that job and I moved. I wanted to be somewhere where there was family. So I moved to upstate New York where my sister lived, and I took a job up there. I was the director of an animal shelter.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it was a big difference going from $100,000 a year to $20,000 a year salary.
Yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
But you did, as I can tell, you didn't mind. I mean, you felt safer.
Yeah, I felt safer. And I also had more time for me. I had more time for Juju. I spent a lot of time with my sister and my nephews and everybody there. So I was happy. It was really nice. My sister told me, hey, come here. We've lived here for 16 years. We're not going anywhere. So we moved up there. And a year after, my brother-in-law, it's snowing. And up there, you get so much snow that you actually have to climb up on the house and you have to shovel the snow off the roof.
Okay.
So my brother-in-law is up there and he's like, Sherry, that's it. I don't want to be here anymore. We're going to move to Alabama where your other sister lives.
And has she?
So after a year, we all moved to Alabama.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And what happened after that then? Go on.
We lived in Alabama for a while. My sister that lived up in New York, where I was too, we worked at the same nursing home. We got jobs at the nursing home. And we had a nice time because now all three sisters were together. And when my grandmother heard that my sister Sherry and I were going to move to Alabama where Debbie was, she said, what am I going to stay in New Jersey for? All my friends are dead. So she said, I'm coming too.
So all the family.
She packed up her cat and she moved to Alabama with us.
So as I understand, from New York to Alabama is completely different. It's very different.
Yeah, we were in upstate New York,
right?
Canada, so it was a quieter town, you know. Where we moved in Alabama, it wasn't too much different than upstate New York. The size of the city was okay, you know. There were things to do. There were bigger cities surrounding that you could go to and do stuff. They had a Chuck E. Cheese down the road, so that was fine for the kids. And it was nice because we had all three sisters and my grandmother there, you know.
All right. Okay.
And then the tornado hit.
Oh no, I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about that. Go on, carry on.
Yeah. Down in Enterprise, there was bad weather and there were a lot of tornadoes in this part of Alabama. So the sirens were going off, the warnings were going off, and we knew something was coming and everybody was going home from work early. I picked up Juju from school. We ran to my house and my sister was at the high school to pick up my nephew, and my two nieces were in the school because they were supposed to get out early. Long story short, it was a really big tornado.
Whoa.
And it hit the high school. And I had two nieces, a nephew, and my sister in that school. And I think for me, that was worse than 9/11. Because 9/11, if something happened, it was just me that the family would lose. But there were 4 people in my family in that school. And they lost 8 students that day.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah.
What a very
really, really sad.
It's terrible.
Yeah. And now to today, when I go to a new place, to someone's house to have coffee or something like that, I still look around and say, okay, if there's a tornado, I can go there. I'm conditioned to know the safest place for a tornado. Oh, there goes the cat.
Oh, you have a cat there.
Well, I don't know if she's cat or monkey.
I don't know, we can tell, but it looks like both. A cat and a monkey at the same time.
The way she jumps.
What's her name?
Carolina named her when she was 4 years old. Princesa Bella Cinderella.
Princesa Bella Cinderella. It was a long name for a cat, right?
I know, it's a long name.
And Sandy, it's very sad, hearing stories like this. We have problems in Brazil. Yeah, of course. I think every country has its own problems, like,
Right.
but man, losing people,
Yeah.
being part of it is so sad. I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
we live here in the countryside of São Paulo, so people understand what we talk about. So then you decide to move from there to the countryside of São Paulo.
Right.
How do you feel here? Do you feel safer?
Yeah, now if there's a bad storm here with thunder and lightning, I love it. Because there are no tornado sirens, there's no danger, right?
Okay.
So I love it. It's like God's putting on a sound and light show, but it took some time.
Yeah,
in the beginning, when we had a bad storm, it was a little unnerving because I had, I definitely had, between 9/11 and the tornado, I have PTSD. There's no doubt I have post-traumatic stress disorder. But the first times there were bad storms here, I got very nervous and panicky because it's like my mind and my body just remembered the stress from that day of the tornado. But after a while, I realized there was no danger. So it was okay for the tornado.
Even though, Sandy, if I may say, even though Brazil has guns, we have guns here, but you felt safer here because you didn't go to a big city? I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I worked in New York City for many years, so big city life for me is okay.
But you wouldn't decide to come to Brazil, to a big city. You wouldn't think over that.
No, I only worked in a big city. I don't think I would want to live in a big city. Okay. I like having access to a big city. Like where I lived, I could jump on a train and be in the city in no time.
Right, okay.
In and out, right? But to live in a big city, it's not so appealing to me. It's not because there could be more violence or anything like that. I feel better in the, not in the city.
Good.
So, I mean, here it's beautiful. This is a beautiful place to live.
Nice, yeah, very nice. We have in Portuguese, Serra Paulista, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paulista Hills, if you may say in English.
Yeah, beautiful. Maybe. They're not really hills, though, are they?
Oh, I don't know what are they, Sandy? What do you think?
It's kind of mountains. It's like a mountain range, right?
Not as high as, but nice as. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. Fresh air we have around here. Good weather, very good weather.
Good weather, a little too hot for me sometimes.
Okay. But
I remember when my parents came to visit, it was like the hottest summer in a long time in São João. And my father, he's pampered, he's completely spoiled because he has air conditioning at his house in the United States. So he's here, we don't have any air conditioning, right? And he was crying like a girl.
He was
It's so hot.
He was feeling hot.
How do you live here?
Oh God. He might watch this video. Just a reminder, he might watch this video.
He might, but he remembers. I remember when he was here, when he came, it was shortly after he had eye surgery.
Okay.
And the doctor there said, if you see something in your vision that's like, like when you hang a bed sheet out to dry, and the wind starts going like this with the bed sheet.
Okay. All right.
The doctor told him, if you see this in your vision, like a bed sheet flying in the wind, you need to find a doctor. Okay. So he was having some kind of feeling like this. So we took him to Dr. Heleno here.
Okay.
And it was so cute because my father's sitting in the chair, and my Portuguese wasn't so great at that moment either. So I'm trying to tell the doctor what's going on. And he said, no problem, I speak English, right?
Oh, that's great. That's so great. Yeah.
No, my father's sitting in the chair. He says, okay, head up. Okay, head down. That was it.
Good English, right?
Good English. Yeah. But my father still talks about Dr. Eleno. He said, oh my God, that doctor was just so sweet. So, really, really sweet. He
had fun here. He had fun.
Yeah. Well, if you can consider sweating profusely, nonstop, having fun. He had fun with the eye doctor for a little bit, He could not believe at the things that you put on pizza.
Okay, you don't do that. You don't do this. You don't have the same in the United States.
Chicken on pizza? What do you create? Chocolate on pizza?
Oh God, good. Very
good.
No.
In the United States, where I grew up, we grew up in a place where there were real Italians, right? Nice pizza parlors and stuff like that. So
okay.
I think if my best friend came here, she's Italian, like off the boat Italian. Her family is straight Italian. She would die at the things you see on pizza here.
Okay, but I haven't seen ketchup, thank God. No ketchup, please.
Ketchup on pizza.
No,
Juju did that. Juju did that.
No,
you are not my child.
No, that would be the worst thing ever. Now, so that means listening to you means that, to me, that you have adapted already. I mean, culturally speaking, it was a big change. Language-wise, was a big change.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. English is so much easier than Portuguese.
Oh, that's a good point. Go on, talk about.
Yeah, I've been here for 16 years and I still speak Portuguese.
Okay.
Because Portuguese is difficult.
Yeah, difficult.
Right?
Yes,
it's really difficult. English, I was just saying this, my student was complaining the other night and I said, he was saying that things were difficult and I said, no. I said, if you look at the verb to be, I said it's easier. We have one verb to be with a lot less forms.
Okay.
And you have two verbs to be in Portuguese, right? In English, we don't have accents. You guys have accents. We don't have masculine and feminine. You guys do, So it's my idea of Portuguese, okay? Because some things are so not logical in Portuguese. For example, what's not logical in Portuguese, right? You have o corpo, right?
Okay.
Masculine word, okay?
Yeah.
But then, what is this?
A mão.
Feminine, right?
Okay.
What is this?
O dedo.
Masculine.
Good.
Right? What is this?
Dois dedos.
No, here. That you can paint.
A unha. The nail.
Why? And all of this on your?
Seu braço in Portuguese, your arm. Okay, got it.
So why? I mean, why is it all mixed up?
So then becoming an English teacher, because you're an English teacher, right?
Yeah.
So since you came, have you taught English since you came to Brazil? How long did it take you to become an English teacher?
I think probably when Carolina was about 2 years old, maybe I started at CNA with you.
Okay, great.
I think that's when we first met, right?
Yeah, 2010. You were the first teacher I met there. Yeah.
I remember I was with Juju, and Juju was telling me one day, she said, oh, my friends study English at a school and they want me to come and help the teacher, right? So we were driving by a school and she's like, Mommy, that's it. So we went in, it wasn't it. But we ended up at CNA, right? And Hamon picked up Juju, and he's like, come on, let's go. Ran her into teacher Jackie's children's class. Remember Jackie?
Okay, and another teacher from there. And how old were Juju then?
I think Juju was probably only about 5.
She was 5.
Wait, 4, 5, 6 maybe. About 6.
She was
I
6.
think Juju was about 6 the first time we went to CNA. And then I started bringing her, I think, once or twice every week. And she went into Jackie's class, and Jackie, she was like the assistant teacher.
Okay, good.
And she loved it. And, I would sit there and wait. I had Carolina with me in the stroller, and we would just wait for Juju to finish teaching.
So Juju was already speaking, she could already speak English by then.
Yeah, because she was born in the United States.
How long did she live in the United States before she comes? How old was Juju?
She was born in 2002, and we moved here. No, wait a minute. We moved here in 2008. So Juju was about 10 when we went to CNA.
Okay.
So Juju had already been speaking English for 6 years. She was 6 years old when we came here. Yeah.
Okay.
So she was completely fluent. She didn't know any Portuguese when we came here.
And then you decide how did it happen? How did you become an English teacher? That's the question.
Yeah, you gotta watch my brain here sometimes.
Yeah, you went there.
I get a little lost.
You guys were there. You were with Ramon. You wait for Juju.
Well, we had, because I was waiting for Juju a lot, Ramon and I were talking, Lou and I were talking. I got to know everybody. I met you, I met Jackie, I met everybody. And then when I was ready, I started teaching.
Okay.
They just said, hey, do you want to teach? And I said, girl, what else is the gringa gonna do here, right? Teach English.
Okay. Yeah, the gringa, that's your nickname for,
yeah.
for your, we need your Instagram. I know that now you have your own school of English. Yeah. Talk about a little bit. You taught some English for a few years, actually, not some, for a few years at CNA. And you tell the story.
I think I was at CNA for about 5 years.
Okay.
I didn't have an intention of opening a school. It just was like an accident, really. When I worked at CNA, people thought, oh, she's American. She knows everything about intercambio and studying English. I never had to do intercambio to study English. I didn't know anything. But I started researching it, and that's how I found our school in Vancouver.
Okay.
And the chief marketing officer was going to be in Brazil. So he wanted to do a lecture somewhere. And so we went to FI, and we had...
Please, FI, can you just explain for people that are listening? FI is a university. Unify is a university here in
São João.
Okay.
Yep. So we went there, and he explained all about study abroad at his school in Vancouver. And it started a relationship between me and Unify. Okay. And so we were offered to try to start a program there. So,
when you say we, who do you mean we?
Oh, Adriana Grulli.
Okay, you have a partner in business. Yeah, great. A great teacher. I also great teacher. Yeah.
Yeah, she is. She's amazing. She's amazing, and as a person, she's amazing.
Okay.
Right? She really is. So we started a relationship with FI, and we have a school inside Unify. Students, faculty, and any other people, even the cleaning people that work at 5, get a discount.
Nice.
But everybody can study with us. You don't have to be affiliated with FINE. You don't have to work at Unify to study with us.
Let's take a minute. Your Instagram for your business?
Okay, is at Centro de Línguas.
Okay.
Okay.
And your gringas one?
Oh, it's Snookc Brazil. It's
Good.
SNOOKC Brazil with a Z.
It will be on the description of the video, okay?
Okay, very nice. And Snook is actually my nickname that my dad calls me.
Okay, funny dad. That's really funny, man.
Yeah. Well, I think he has nicknames for all of us, right?
Mhm.
But when I was little, I used to watch wrestling with my grandfather.
Mm.
And there was a wrestler called Jimmy Superfly Snuka. And he used to climb up on the top ropes.
Okay.
And he used to jump and like fly and just drop on his opponent, and he would always win, right? And his name was Jimmy Superfly Snuka. Okay.
Okay.
I used to take the cushions off the sofa.
Mhm.
I used to climb onto the back of the sofa, and I used to jump and land on the pillows. I was Superfly's daughter.
Oh God. Do you still do it?
Crazy.
Do you still do it?
You kidding me? I can barely walk these days.
Oh my God. So that means in New Jersey, you had a great childhood.
Yeah, wonderful.
And then life changed a little bit. You start working very hard in New York. But before you start working in New York, how did you meet your husband, your Brazilian husband? When did you meet him?
When I went to university, we lived on campus, which is different than Brazil. Brazilian schools, you don't really live at school, right?
Yeah, Americans, they usually in high school, right? Mainly.
Yeah, there are in university, there are apartments included in the university buildings.
Oh, not in high school, at university.
University, yeah.
Okay.
And my roommate, one of my roommates was Carolyn. And after I graduated, she had one more year to go. She moved to Texas, but before she moved, she had met a man from Portugal.
Okay.
Okay, and he lived in Newark, New Jersey. Okay. And she had come back from Texas to visit her boyfriend, Tony. So she called me and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in New Jersey. Will you come to Newark to come see me at my boyfriend's place?" So I went to go see her, and it was my husband, or soon to be husband, was there. And that's how I met him.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then things happened. You became a Brazilian woman.
Yeah.
Culturally speaking.
Yeah.
Was there a big change in culture, you mean? Of course it is. But for you, as a person, how did you feel?
When I moved here?
Yeah, to adapt to the language. Was the major shock was there a shock?
When I moved here, the little house that we were going to rent was not ready yet. So for, I think, about a month, maybe 2, I lived with my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, and my sister-in-law.
That's different.
That was difficult because they don't speak any English, and I didn't speak any Portuguese.
Oh no, okay.
So back then I had a little pocket dictionary.
Okay.
And I used to try to learn 5 words every day.
Okay, good one.
Some days I would learn 1, some days I would remember 5, But that really helped me because I was able to communicate. I was thinking, okay, so normally they have bread and coffee and butter and, that kind of cheese, like cream cheese, but not, queijo. And so I tried to learn the words about breakfast and things like that, pronounced everything wrong, One time I told my mother-in-law, I knew I could say eu quero, right? And
I
then
want, in English, I want.
And then I got tomar, right? I want to take a bath, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I said, eu preciso sopa.
Eu preciso sopa. In English, that will be, I need soup.
Yes, to take a bath.
To take a bath. Oh my God.
Because I tried to experiment with the language, thought, well, soap, right?
Okay.
Soap
Okay.
has S-O-A-P, and sopa has S-O-P-A.
Okay, soup.
I
Okay,
said, well,
soap.
maybe just change it around. And my mother-in-law was talking to my husband, and I just hear him laughing like crazy. And then she hands me the phone. He goes, why did you tell my mother you wanted to take bath with soup?
Oh,
and
no. Lost in translation.
No, I wanted soap. He said, what did you say? I said, sopa. He said, no, that's soup. So
Lost
I have
in
done
translation.
many crazy things. Yeah.
Nice. So funny. What? How comes? What? I know why people call you gringa, but you named yourself a gringa on your Instagram, yeah? You have a.
For our school Instagram, we have Dree's much better at making reels and stuff like that. I don't really like it, but when I made some videos, we decided it was going to be a gringa fala.
Ah, nice one. That's what I need to hear. A gringa fala. That's your motto, yeah? A gringa fala.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Good.
She does more videos than I do. I do usually just the more static posts, but every once in a while I do some videos.
So I'm very happy to hear that you and Adriana are doing really well. I'm very happy that you're doing really well here. Now you can communicate with the family. You don't take a shower into soup anymore, yeah?
No, I don't use soup anymore.
That's really great.
And I don't recargar meu celular anymore.
Oh, how do you say that? Recargar?
Recargar.
Oh God, means recharge, yeah, to recharge.
Yeah, but I missed a syllable, so it was something completely different.
I know. Say in English. What would that mean in English? You can say.
I was with Doutora Gisela at that time.
Oh no.
Having coffee, and I said, Gisela, eu preciso recargar meu celular, and she started laughing. And I said, an opportunity to learn, because I obviously made a mistake, right? And I said, what did I say? And she goes, what did you want to say?
Good, yeah.
O celular tá morta.
Is recharge. Okay.
Tá morta, it's dead, because that's what we say in English, right? My cell phone died. Eu preciso
do something with this, okay.
Because I didn't know the word. I thought it was recargar, right? And so she said, okay.
God.
I said, so what did I say? She said, I need to my cell phone for the second time.
Oh God. Let's say kind of being polite. Repoo. I need to repoo.
Yeah. Yep. I need to repoo my cell phone.
Oh God. Funny one.
Yeah.
Lost in translation. Okay. But you had I'm having really fun having you here. And I'm happy that you had fun leaving Brazil.
Yeah.
All right. And what are the plans now with the school? How are you guys doing? Like in short, please. And 2 questions. How are you doing? What are the plans for the school? How are you guys doing? And what advice do you give to students of English? Like, having difficulties with the language is normal.
Yeah, exactly. Having difficulties with the language is normal. I tell them basically to study English when you are born as a Brazilian. You don't pop out speaking Portuguese. You have to learn it like a baby.
Okay.
So I call my basic students my babies.
Nice. Okay.
I say babies are not concerned, children are not concerned with making errors. And you shouldn't either because it's normal, And of course, I tell them my stories about recarregar meu celular and taking a bath with soup and things like that.
They can make funny mistakes.
Yeah. Exactly, because you can laugh at these things, And every time I told a student this afternoon, actually, if you make a mistake, just look at it as an opportunity to learn. And don't be so hard on yourself.
Nice.
It's just English. It's not rocket science. Nobody's gonna die.
And have fun with it, yeah?
Have fun. Yeah, have fun. Take chances.
Right.
You take chances in other aspects of your life. Take chances with the language too. It can just be fun, And the school, we're promoting a lot. I'm on my 3rd semester of a conversation class every Thursday night. We have online options. So we have some people from Manaus, São Paulo, Indaiatuba, various places that study with us. The methodology is great because it's paperless. It's a platform that we use to teach. So virtual classes, when the pandemic hit, we were way ahead of the game because our material was already digital.
So people can have in-person class, face-to-face class, and online classes as well.
Yes, we have both options.
Nice, interesting. Okay, great.
And it's wonderful. We're doing well. And if anybody wants to, we have accessible prices.
Good.
Other schools tend to be more expensive than us. And it comes from, it comes from something that I always said as a child. I was going to elope.
Okay.
I was going to marry a man from another country.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to that country.
You did.
And I wanted to do something to give people an opportunity that they normally would not have.
Amazing.
So, the people that study at other language schools around here, they're not necessarily my client. It's not my market. My market are the people who work all day.
Mm-hmm.
They study all night. They work all day to pay to study all night at Unify.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have a lot of money to spend.
Okay.
But they know how important it is.
Interesting.
And
very good.
To study. So that's why we have the price range that we do, is because we're trying to give opportunities to people who normally wouldn't have them. And we also have 10 ongoing scholarships at any given time for Unify students. And then every once in a while we come across a student who really desires to learn. They have financial problems, and Dre and I talk about it, and we give them a scholarship too.
And the scholarship is going right now, this month, February.
Yeah. We released the edital. Actually, in a half hour, I have to placement test one of those students.
Okay, so if people contact you in February, they still get it, the scholarships.
The scholarship for Unify students, the deadline was yesterday to submit all the paperwork. Okay, so that part is finalized. But they do it every semester usually. So if there are Unify students, just make sure you watch the announcements, the edital.
Okay, so is the people that are listening that are not maybe from FI, they can still contact you and keep in touch, so you can always advise on prices and how they can get good prices, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, Sandy, it's really great having you here. Amazing. Thank you for your stories. Yeah. And I hope I have you back soon.
Yeah. I told you maybe we'll ambush my conversation group.
Okay, maybe we can do that. You know, have a podcast.
Because it's on Thursday nights.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Let me know. We can organize a group of podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time for being here. Really fun.
I appreciate you inviting me.
Oh, amazing to have you here. Bye, Sandy. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.